Good afternoon everybody and welcome to my channel. My name's Elaine and I'm Ellie Welly Stitcher, both here on YouTube and also over on Instagram. Welcome back to those of you that are returning to join me for a chat, and you're very welcome to anybody new. I think I picked up a couple of new subscribers over the last couple of weeks, so you're very welcome, and I hope you'll stay around. Okay, so what have I got for you today? So I have got two fully finished objects. I know, go me. So I will show you those. I have got my WIP update for you. I have got a bit of haul. Oh, I've got some new starts because obviously I had the fully finished objects, so that makes way for new starts, of course. And I have a bit of happy mail, and I also have the result of my giveaway from last time. This is video take 2 because I got halfway through my first one and my husband decided to ring, and then the postman knocked on the door, and I thought, no, just start again, Elaine. So here we go with episode 2. Not that you knew that, but oh, never mind. Anyway, I hope everybody's keeping well. Those of you in the UK that got hit with Storm Arwen last night, I hope you're all safe. So I know Scotland and the northeast of England in particular had it really bad with, I believe you've had a great big dollop of snow, judging by the pictures I've seen this morning, and I know the west coast has been badly hit with some high winds as well. So a friend of mine that lives down in Devon showed me some pictures of her back garden and the devastation that was caused by the winds down there. So I do hope you guys are all okay. And for those of you across the pond in the US, I hope you all had a lovely Thanksgiving Day the other day. I wasn't jealous much when I saw the pictures of people's turkey dinners, etc. I absolutely love turkey, and I only get to have it twice a year. Christmas Day, obviously. So in the UK, for those that don't know, turkey is traditional for Christmas Day for us, and I just love it. My husband's a bit, oh, do we have to have turkey? He'd rather have a joint of beef, to be honest, but no, turkey, I just love it. And then quite often we'll have turkey at Easter as well. They're my only 2 times I get to have it in a year, so I have to make the most of it. So I normally buy quite a big turkey because I've got the dogs as well, of course. It's their Christmas too, so they have to have Christmas dinner. So yeah, I just love the whole thing about it. Talking of Christmas, I mean, can you believe less than 30 days to Christmas? I haven't finished my Christmas shopping yet, particularly for the gift shopping. I've done probably about half of it. I've still got most of the men to buy for, because I don't know how you guys are with Christmas present shopping, but I find the men really difficult to buy for. So my husband's not too bad from the point of view that he gives me a bit of a shopping list, and I just pick things off it. And his hobby is carp fishing, so you know, that's his thing, that's what he likes. I wouldn't have a clue what to get him, the same as he wouldn't with me with stitching. You know, I tell him what I'd like stitching wise, and he picks what he'd like to get for me. And likewise with his fishing. So he gave me a list of fishing stuff that he wanted, and one of the things that he'd asked for, it arrived the other day, and I wasn't in at the time, and he took the parcel in, and blow me, it's in a flipping 12-foot long box, so with Angling Direct written all over the side of it, so you know, it's pretty obvious what it is. And there's no way I'm wrapping up a 12-foot long box either. So he's pretty much got a good idea of what it is he's got for Christmas, or one of the things he's got, but he's still not having it till Christmas Day. So yeah. Anyway, I digress as usual. So let's get into it. So first of all, let's do my fully finished objects. Oh, and before we start, I'm going to apologise in advance because my husband's probably going to come home in about half an hour, and I know this video is going to be more than half an hour. So if you suddenly hear my dogs going nuts in the background, I have shut the door to my craft room. It's because my husband's come home. So apologies for that. Okay, so fully finished objects, let's do that. So if you remember in my last video, I was pretty close to a finish with my little Brenda Gervais pumpkin brew piece. I'll put a picture in of where you saw it last time. And I'm not going to put a picture in of what it looks like when it's finished, because it's finished. So if you remember, I was moaning a bit about the cobweb on it, because I just couldn't get it. I couldn't, you know, I like following where things go on the chart, and I was trying to get it precisely how she'd got it on the chart, and I just couldn't get it to work. So in the end, I thought, I need to get this finished. It's such a small piece, I need to get it finished. And I'm just going to put the cobweb where I think it should go, which is what I've done. So I finished it as a pillow, and here it is. And I hope you can see. You can't really see the cobweb that well, I don't think. I apologise. And I apologise as well for the ring light in my glasses, but I can't see without them, so apologies for that. So here it is. I'm trying to do it without it being too glary, and trying to show you that flipping cobweb. So this is Pumpkin Brew. It's from the Jack-o'-lantern booklet by Brenda Gervais, and I really liked stitching this apart from that cobweb. So, you know, there's not many projects that I do that are this small that don't take very long, and this was one of them. So the little spiders I thought were really cute. My spiders, they've got French knots for eyes, and my ones, they've got like proper googly eyes, because I can never get my French knots to look all uniformly perfect. So, but I'm quite happy with them. So this is stitched on 40 count legacy linen. And I've used all the called for colours, which were a mix of classic Colourworks, Gentle Arts, Weeks and DMC. And here's what the back looks like. So I just put a bit of fabric. This was some fabric that I was going to use on a project bag. Well, I might still use it because I've got quite a lot of it. So, but I thought it went quite well on here and was spooky enough. I decided, I did think about putting a trim around it, and I might still put a little black bow or something on it, I don't know, but I quite liked it plain actually. But this was my first attempt at doing a pillow, and I'm quite pleased with it. So I stuffed it with some of that I was going to say poly filler, but it's not that, is it? That's something you fill walls with. You know what I mean, the stuffing stuff. In the corners I used that, and then I used walnut shells for the main bulk of it. I didn't want it really puffy, I wanted it more squidgy, so that's what I've done basically. But I know Michelle McGraw, I think, recommended stuffing the corners with that polyfiller stuff. So that's what I did to make them poke out a bit more. So yeah, really pleased with that. So that's that one. And then my next FFO, and I know you guys that follow me on Instagram have seen both of my finishes as a finish basically, but that was when I'd just taken them out of the hoop, so you haven't seen them fully finished. So the other one that I finally finished is Tudor Bee by the Blue Flower, and I'll put a picture in again of where you saw it last time. And this is what it looks like now it's finished. So again, I am super happy with this one. I've done it squidgy and I like it squidgy. So this is stitched on 32 count baby sheep by XG Designs, and I've used all of the called for DMC. She does give you an MPI option as well, but I decided to go with DMC and I think it looks lovely. The colours look great. I used Lady Dot Creates velvet on the back in the called for Charlotte, which I really like, but I didn't use the called for trim. So the called for trim was Lady Dot Creates Barn Door, and I have got it, but I thought it was a bit too pinky looking, and this colour on the back is more a peachy. That is quite true to what it is actually. It's peachy apricot-y, and I thought the pink didn't really go with it, so I picked out this one instead, which is called Sandy Gold, I think, by Lady Dot Creates, this pom-pom finish. And I did have to go and find a tutorial for the pom-pom finish because I couldn't quite figure out how to do it. So I followed a tutorial from Lindy Stitches actually, which was really good, very good. I followed Vonna Pfeiffer's pillow tutorial as well. So yeah, really, really pleased with it. It's nice. Again, I used that polyfill stuff in the ends and then stuffed it with the walnut shells. I couldn't get any lizard litter, so I had to buy, you know, the walnut shells as a pincushion filler from Amazon, and it was quite expensive. But that lizard litter that everybody recommends, I couldn't find it anywhere. So if anyone can tell me a supplier in the UK that does it, that would be marvellous. Okay, so that's my Tudor Bee finished. So very pleased with both of those. Okay, so let's move on to my WIPS. So the first one that I worked on is the one that I nearly always work on. So this is from Heaven and Earth Designs. It's a Haid. So this is Unicorns, Valleys of Waterfalls. The artwork is by Jan Patrick Krasny, and I'll put a picture in of where you saw it last time and also what it looks like when it's finished. And this is what it looks like now. Probably getting a bit glary this today. I apologise for my lighting being a bit rubbishy, but the weather's really grey outside and I definitely need a ring light, otherwise it would be a bit too dark in here. But I just can't seem to get the angle quite right, so I apologise. I've started the peak of this mountain up here and I've come across here a bit. I've done a bit more over here. I've put 1,000 stitches into this one. And this one's just had a birthday, so I've got a little electronic journal thing that I've been using. Well, I've been a bit rubbish at using it. I'm a bit sporadic. I don't religiously fill it in, if I'm honest. But this was the first project that I ever put in it, so I was quite religious about filling it in when I started. And I started this project on the 26th of November last year, so this project had its birthday yesterday. I didn't stitch on it yesterday, but it has been stitched on in the last couple of weeks. So this one I've done altogether 25,500 stitches on this, and it's at 8%. So I need to get a bit more of a wiggle on with this one, I think, because otherwise it'll be hanging around for the next 20 years. So I'm stitching this on 25 count easy guide, and it's 1/1 full cross. So yeah, happy birthday unicorns. Okay, so that's that one. Whoops. Right, I apologise I have to keep bending down, but I've got all my projects in a bit of a semblance of order over here. So the next one that I worked on is another Haid. So this is my mini of So Many Books, So Little Time. The artwork is by Randall Spangler, and I'll put a picture in of what it looks like when it's finished, and also where you saw it last time. And this is where we're at with it now. So I have not done a lot with this one. I've only had it out for one evening, and I put 250 stitches into it, and basically I came down here, and this is part of the book that the dragon is reading. So yeah, not a lot done on this one. So this one again is on 25 count easy guide, and it's 1/1 full cross. And I just haven't been in the mood for this one. I don't know why I haven't, but I haven't. So at the moment we're about 14% complete on this one. This one was going to be my 21,000 stitches in 2021 challenge project, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do 21,000 stitches on it this year. So that's a challenge I have failed miserably. I'm not really that bothered, if I'm honest, but yeah, if I wanted to achieve that challenge, I think I'd have to stitch on this for all of the time between now and the end of December, and that's not going to happen. This is actually my smallest full coverage project. There's only 91,500 stitches in this one. So by rights I should have made a lot more progress than I have, really. But still, never mind. Doesn't matter, does it? So that's that one. Then the next one that I worked on is also a Haid. So this was my new start last time. So this is Magic Forest, and the artwork's by Ciro Marchetti. And I'll put a picture in of what it looks like when it's finished and where you saw it last time. So this one, it doesn't look much different, to be honest, to what you saw last time. So I have done 500 stitches on this one. So I've now completed 2,300 stitches altogether. And this one is on 28 count easy guide, and it's 2/1 10th stitch. And I am stitching this one along with Jemima, the rocking stitcher. She's doing this project as well. She started just a little bit, a couple of weeks before me, and there is a couple of other people on Instagram as well who are also doing this. One of them, I think her name's Jessica, and she does have a Flosstube. I know Jemima shouted her out on her last video, but her Flosstube is in Dutch. I haven't watched it yet. I don't speak Dutch, but that doesn't really matter. I'd still like to see her stitching, so I must go and have a little look, because she has posted on our hashtag, which is Magic Forest Sale, if anybody else is stitching this and wants to join in. I know one of my viewers, Sue, has picked this up and is doing it, so you know, and the more the merrier. Please feel free to join us. because I love watching everybody's progress. It's great, and not everybody starts, you know, I always start top left. I'm a bit predictable like that, but not everybody does, and it's really good to see other people and where they've started. But Jessica, I think, has done over 8% of hers, and it looks really good. So yeah, that's where I'm at with Magic Forest. Okay, the next one that I worked on, and I did work on this one for quite a bit actually. This was my last Sunday project, and I worked on it for quite a few hours last Sunday, and then again on Monday evening as well. So this one is from Pain Free Crafts. It's cheese delivery, and the artwork's by Chris Dunn. And again, I'll put a picture in of what it looks like when it's finished and where you saw it last time. And this is where I am at with it now. So I've done 1100 stitches on this one last weekend, and I didn't want to put it down. If I'm really honest, I didn't want to put it down. So I did quite a bit on these cheeses. So you can see they're really starting to become quite defined now. You won't notice the difference with it, but I've also filled in a bit more of this frame of this is a frame of a window here, and I've done a bit more of the door frame over here as well. So yeah, I really enjoyed stitching this last Sunday. Like I say, I really didn't want to put it down. I could have quite happily carried on stitching this one all week. So this is my favourite full coverage project. Don't get me wrong, because I love them all, but this one in particular, the minute I start stitching on it, I just don't want to stop. But there is a downside to that as well, and I don't know if anybody else feels like this, but I love stitching this one so much, I kind of don't want it to end either, because it's just great to stitch on. And I think part of it is because things, you know, there's interest. Oh my God. Sorry, excuse me, that was a bird that just decided to bash into the window. I hope it's all right. Anyway, as I was saying, apologies. Yeah, I love stitching this one so much that I don't want it to end. So I think I'm going to be quite sad when I eventually finish this one. So part of me wants to stitch it really quick because I love it, and part of me doesn't want it to finish either. So I've heard a couple of people talk about they get the blues a bit, you know, when they finish a big project that they've really enjoyed stitching. Oh, the light's really gone terrible. All of a sudden the sun's come out, would you believe? I might have to move position a bit. We'll see how we go. So yeah, I really love that project. Okay, so the next one that I've stitched on is also by Pain Free Crafts. Oops, sorry, I've just lost a needle that belongs on another project that was behind it. So this one is also artwork by Chris Dunn, and I'll put a picture in of where you saw it last time and what it looks like when it's finished. This is Feast. Now I've only done 300 stitches in this one, just over the last couple of evenings. So, and the reason being that it's been confetti hell, this one. I've been filling in a load of ninja stitches around here and around here, and it's been proper hard going, but it's been enjoyable confetti, believe it or not, because the ears of what is going to be the hair are really starting to show now. And I thought about carrying on across the top here, but I think I might come down this way because there's quite a lot of action going on down here. And I feel for all the confetti that I've been putting in over here, I deserve to get to a really interesting bit. And I'd like to see more of the hair, and I'm sure you guys would like to see more of the hair as well. So that's the way we're going to go with it, I think. So this is on 28 count easy guide, and it is 1/1 full cross. And I just wanted to mention, while I'm talking about easy guide fabric, that L&S Crafts, that's Lorraine on Flosstube. I know I gave her a shout out last time, but go and check her out because she's got a dimensions project that she's doing, a dimensions kit that she's quite close to finishing, and it looks brilliant, just brilliant. And you know, hats off to her, because I tried stitching a dimensions kit a while ago, and I just couldn't get on with it because it was so full of blends and half stitches here and full crosses there and 200 French knots. And I would like to get back. I think it was because I was a really inexperienced stitcher at the time. I think it was only my 3rd project that it's kind of been abandoned, and you won't see it until my end of year WIP parade. But yeah, I might get back to that at some point, but hers looks just brilliant. Anyway, she was talking about a height that she's working on at the moment, and she's stitching it on 25 count easy guide, but she's struggling to get on with the gridded fabric. And I said to her in my comment that I would show her how I handle gridded fabric, because I can't imagine stitching full coverage without it. You know, hats off to the likes of Stitchy Mummy and that, who stitch with just plain fabric, because I just don't think I could do it, to be honest. But I did say to Lorraine, I will show you on my video how I handle the grids so that I know exactly where I'm going to stitch. But I thought it's probably better if I do it as a stitch along instead. And a couple of my viewers have asked me if I will do a stitch along, so I thought I wouldn't mind doing one, because you know, I love chatting to everybody, and you know, I could chat on for hours, as we know. You know, I can't seem to make a short video, so I thought I'm gonna see how I can set my camera up, and perhaps in the next couple of weeks I might do a stitch with me, and then Lorraine, I'll show you how I handle gridded fabric, because for me it's a godsend. I don't know how I'd ever keep my place without it. Okay, so that's Feast. Okay, the next project that I worked on, so that's all my full coverage, so they've all had a little bit of my time, some more than others. So moving on, the next project that I worked on is this one. So this is a stitch along that I was doing with Ali Stitcher. This is Salem Trials The Witch Hunt. Ali finished hers several weeks ago, and I'm still struggling along with mine. Well, not struggling, I'm not struggling with it, but I'm still, you know, plodding along with it. So this is a chart by the Little Stitcher, who has a shop over on Etsy. And Little Stitcher's got some amazing patterns. I have got a few of her patterns actually. They're not all Halloween-y ones, but I do love this one. I like stitching on it too, but I ended up getting distracted by having to stitch something else. So, and I'll show you that one in a minute. But this is where I'm at with this one. So I'm still stitching this 3rd lady here. So I've nearly finished her skirt now, and then I can get on to the top bit of her. And I have done a bit more of the back stitch wording down here, which is actually quite time consuming, because I'm having to finish the thread after each bit, because I didn't want the thread to show through from the back. So this is stitched on 32 count Vintage Country Mocha from Zweigart, and I am using all the called for DMC. And this is 2/2. So yeah, like this project, need to get back to it and get that big lady finished so I can finally move on to the last big lady. So that's where we are with that one. Now, the reason that that one got a bit less stitching, because I did intend to finish that third lady ready to show you this time, but I ended up having to spend some extra time on my next project. So the next one that I worked on is my Long Dog sampler. So this is Clanfair PG, Spirit of Clanfair rather, Spirit of Clanfair PG, which like I say is Long Dog sampler. I'll put a picture in of what it looks like when it's finished, and the picture just does not do it justice, I've got to say. And I'll also put a picture in of where you saw it last time. And this is where it's at now. So I decided to, sorry if you can hear my stomach rumbling, I decided to carry on and do this big spoon. I should have gone back really and backstitched what I'd done last time, which were these bits over here, but I really wanted to do this big spoon, and I really wanted to stitch in this lovely silk which is called Peacock Fuchsia by XG Designs. The other silks that I'm using are Robin's Egg, Ghost Gum and Quicksilver, which are all dinky dyes. But this one, yeah, I just love it. I love stitching with it. Anyway, that spoon is a beast. It's about 1,500 stitches in there. So I did the first 1,000 stitches and came down to about here, and then I thought at that point I couldn't carry on with it that day. So the next day I had intended to pick up Salem Witch Trials, but I couldn't leave that spoon unfinished, so I had to go back and do it. And this is, I mean, this whole chart is such a fun chart. So we've got a little mouse on the edge of the spoon up here, and then, you know, we've got these like acorny things here, which look like acorny things, but in actual fact, I'll tell you now, when I do the back stitch, I think this is going to be an owl. It looks like an acorn at the minute, doesn't it? And obviously we've got the bee over here. I mean, our charts are just amazing. The detail that goes into them, just brilliant. So this is stitched on 28 count even weave in the colourway Knox. And yeah, I'm just over 25% complete on this now. So yeah, really pleased with it, really pleased. So that is that one. So then the next one that I worked on, and I haven't put a lot into this, I only stitched on this one yesterday. So this is my Mirabilia. This is Lady of Mystery, and this is what she looks like when she's finished. And I'll put a picture in of where you saw her last time. And this is where we are with her now. So I've been doing some stuff on her hair up here and trying to get more of that done. This lady has a lot of hair. And then what I've done, I've come back over here because I think I said to you last time, I do not want to leave the frame that goes around this lady until last. I do not want to stitch her and then have to come back and finish all of the outside decoration. So I've given myself a bit of a marker. So I filled in some more of this here, and I filled in a bit more up here, and in actual fact I filled in using the wrong colour on a couple of these. These are stitched in Karen Water Lilies, and I used the wrong colour one, but it doesn't matter, it doesn't show. to be honest, so I'm not that bothered about it. But I've come over here and gave myself a bit of a marker because I can now backstitch in some of the frame. I'll show you what I mean. For those of you that don't know this chart particularly well. So this frame, I really want to start doing some of this so that this isn't all left until the end. So yeah, so I'm around here somewhere, around here. So yeah, you can see the majority of it is in the top bit. So I haven't done any of the bottom part of this skirt yet. I know that's going to be a beast to do, but yeah, I didn't want to leave all that frame to the end. So this one is stitched on 28 count even weave in the colourway cream, which is a Zweigart fabric, and I am using all the called for DMC and Karen Water Lilies, and I love stitching with the Karen Water Lilies actually. They're just lovely silks to stitch with, really like them. And she is stitched 2/2, including the skin. So we did try 1/1 with the skin. For those of you that have followed me for a while know what a disaster that was. So we've gone 2/2, and actually I'm quite happy with her. Okay, so then the next one that I worked on, so I had a Zoom meeting with the Essex Needles Retreat ladies Tuesday before last, which was really good. Anybody who watches me and joined that Zoom meeting, thanks for the chat. It was really lovely. So each time I've done a Zoom meeting with the Essex Needles Retreat, we've had a few different people join as well. So gradually starting to get to know more people that are coming on the retreat. So really good. I need to set up another date soon for the next one actually, because I really enjoy doing them, and I'd like to try and fit one more in before Christmas if I can. Okay, so as we all know, this is my Zoom piece. So this is my Mill Hill kit. So this is what it looks like when it's finished. This is olive oil. It's Mill Hill buttons and beads kit. And by rights, I should be further ahead than I am really with this now, because I've had it hanging around for quite a long time. So here's where we are with it. So I have carried on doing this yellow here. I've been coming up here a little bit as well. Whoops, don't want to lose my needle. You know, we're not, I really should just like crack on now and finish the cross stitch so that I can start beading, because I'd quite like to get this one finished this year preferably. So yeah, I do enjoy stitching this, because at the minute with all this yellow and that I've been doing, it's pretty mindless stitching, but I have only had it out while I was on that Zoom call. So yeah, I need to get back to doing a bit of that. And I know Darren Dizzy Stitch has got some Zoom meetings for the first time for ages this weekend, and I might try and go on Sunday morning one, but Sunday mornings are not good for me because my husband and I like to get the dogs out and quite early, and by the time I put lunch on and whatever, time gets away from me. So I will try, but I can't guarantee it. Okay, so I think, you know, this one might be my next Zoom piece. I am going to do another Mill Hill when I finish that one, but because this one is quite easy stitching, I might turn it into a Zoom piece. So this one is Clara Hansen, which is from Hello by Liz Matthews. Here's what it looks like when it's finished. Now this one I'm just stitching the drum, I'm not stitching the big sampler. If you want to go and see the big sampler in action, then go and check out Somi Sarah and Kim the Contented Stitcher, because they're both doing this, and the sale's called Friends of Clara Hansen sale. So I am going to stitch that sampler because I think it's really pretty, but at the moment I've just gone with the drum. So I haven't had this out much. I've literally only stitched on it for a couple of hours, but I think yeah, because it's only, you know, one colour threads, it's pretty easy stitching. So I might have this as my Zoom piece. Anyway, I put a picture in where you saw it last time, and here's where it is now. So, oh, it's a bit blowy out here, isn't it? So all I've done, I've finished this leaf down here, and I've just got one little bit on the top of that piece there. Now I did have this in a 6x6 Q-snap, and I didn't really like it. I couldn't reach enough of the stitching, so I've swapped it out and put it in a little hoop instead, so that I could do more without having to keep moving it about a bit. So this one I'm stitching on 36 count Picture This Plus vellum, and the thread that I'm using is a Mrs. Saydas silk, and it's called Darling Bleu, and it's really lovely. This doesn't really do this justice. So yeah, having done the pillows that I've made, I'm really quite keen to make a drum now. So yeah, we shall see. It's not going to take me that long to do this. I really just need, like I say, it was just honestly a couple of hours, just got those bits done. So, oh, and I am stitching this one. I know 36 count, most people would do 1/2, but I've done 2/2 because I wanted it to look just a little bit thicker, and actually I quite like the effect of it. Okay, and then finally I have had 2 new starts, but they're really tiny new starts, and one of them there's a good reason for it, and the other one I started on a whim, really. So one of them I did tell you I was going to start last time, and it's this one. So this is by Sweet Wing Studio, and it's called Sweater Weather, and here's what it looks like. I really like it. I really think it's sweet, and it's more wintry rather than Christmassy, which I quite liked as well, because I thought if I do finish it this year, or not, maybe not this year, but this winter, then I can put it up for the winter, and it doesn't matter because it's not a particularly Christmassy piece. So I've decided to stitch mine on this fabric. So I haven't done very much. All I've done is a bit of the purple in the snowman sweater. I would have done more, but I changed my mind about something. Anyway, I'm stitching this on 32 count even weave, and this is in the colourway, now I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong, I think it's called Kewen. It's a fabric by Chromatic Alchemy, and it's like it's not really a grey, it's like a grey blue. The called for was Ice Blue Zweigart, and I have got some of that, but this was just a bit darker, and I thought that the white would stand out more. Now, let me just show you that chart again, because there's a lot of white in this. And I started stitching this, and I thought, I'd quite like it to be a bit sparkly, because it is a wintry one. So I've decided, this uses DMC blank, and I'm not a big lover of stitching with blank, but I thought, you know, I'll stick with the called for. No, it's not, sorry, it's not blank, it's B5200. Even so, it's not much better than blank. But I've decided to change it for the étoile version. Now, I've not stitched with DMC étoile before, but I just wanted to put a little bit of sparkle in the snow. So I'm going to give it a go, but my étoile hasn't come yet. I've ordered it from the Patchwork Rabbit, but I have an auto ship from Patchwork Rabbit because I collect the Country Cottage Needleworks Sampler of the Month, I haven't had my December one yet, but I've added some fabric actually, and also that DMC Etoile to come from them as part of my auto ship because it saves on postage. So yeah, I'm waiting for that to come, but we'll see how we get on with the Etoile. That's why I've only done that little bit on that. So these are mostly DMC threads with a couple of classic colourworks in there as well. So that was my first little start, and then this one was a surprise to me. This one wasn't on my plans to start, but you know, I decided then I'd got the bug to stitch winter. I'm not really a big Christmas stitcher. I have got some Christmas to stitch, and I think I showed you last time what I was going to stitch Christmas Eve, but I haven't started that. But I have started this. So this is, excuse my poor French pronunciation, but it's Tableau d'hiver, which I believe translates to Winter Tableau, which is by Tralala. Now I bought this chart a little while ago, and I have been quite keen to stitch it at some point. But look, isn't it cute? Look at that little deer, etc. on there, and the little bunny. I really like it. I really think it's cute. And again, I think it's wintry more than Christmassy. I literally started it the other night. By the time I'd kitted it, and it's all in DMC, this one, I made the smallest of starts. So I have started, I did put one white snowflake in just because I wanted to see how the white looked on this fabric. And then I've started the deer, and this is like the rump of the deer basically. It's quite a big deer actually, and as you can see, because actually this fabric shows quite well on here, this is 32 count. That's why I got in natural. This one is a gold opalescent, so I thought, you know, I will use a bit of sparkly fabric as it's winter, so that's what I've gone with for that. And I am using the Call for DMC. So, and I've enjoyed this one so far. I have got quite a lot more of this sparkly fabric. I've got it in gold and I've got it in silver, and I am going to use the silver to stitch the white Christmas smalls that I showed you in my last video. But I literally only got the floss that I wanted for that. That just arrived the day before yesterday, so I haven't had a chance to stitch on those yet. So those were my two new starts. So quite pleased with those, and I just wanted to do a bit of winter stitching. So there we go. Right, I've got Stitchy Mail next. Let's do a bit of Stitchy Mail. So I've got two lots of floss drops from the Great Floss Drop Trade. So the ones that arrived just this week actually in the post, I've got two different types here from Edwina, who is shebang101808 on Instagram. So she sent me these ones, which I want to stitch this chart. She sent me these and enabled me, because I really want to stitch this chart now, which is the Charts Witchy Washy by Raise the Roof Designs. I think I have seen this chart before, but yeah, she sent me, this is her stitch version of it, and I really would like to stitch that. And then she sent me some of these as well, which was the Needle Workshop by Mill Hill Buttons and Beads, and that's cute as well. Really like those, so thank you Edwina if you were watching me. And then I got these ones just today. These are from the Stitching Scotty on Instagram, which is, she's also got a Flosstube, which I didn't realise until she wrote to me, so I must check out her Flosstube. But her name's Dottie, and she sent me a picture of one of her Scotty dogs. Well, these are her floss drops. They're bit dark because obviously her Scotty dog's black, so, but gorgeous. This is one of her show dogs, so love them, love all dogs. So thank you very much, ladies, for those. And then I better not say who she is because I haven't got her permission to do so. But I got a little surprise in the post. This is not Stitchy related, but it is from a Stitchy friend. So she knows who she is, but I just want to say thank you so much. You proper made me smile the other day. So I got this through the post, and it's a coaster of Wales. And anybody who knows me, including you guys on here, know that I have a real love affair with Wales. I absolutely love it, and can't wait to go and live there. And this lovely lady sent me this with a little note saying, I saw this and thought of you, and that was so sweet of you. Thank you so much. So that was that. And then I've got a little bit of haul. It's not much, but I have got a little bit of haul. So I have one piece of fabric. So this is a piece of Picture This Plus, and I got this from 123 Stitch, and this is 36 count dapple, which is like a pale grey colour. So really like that, really like it. Don't know what I'm going to stitch on it, but I really like it. And then I got also from 123 Stitch, I got some Krynic that I'd ordered for my Mirabilia and Bella Filipina that I showed you a little while ago. And I also have a chart. So this I got from 123 Stitch as well. This is Hands Across the Sea. This is my first Hands Across the Sea chart. This is Eliza Bell Cox 1832. So really pleased with this. I just saw this bird and I knew I wanted to stitch it. I don't know when I'm going to stitch it, but I love it. All this border around here is gorgeous, and like I say, I love that bird. I don't know what that bird is, but I really like it. If anybody knows what that bird is, please let me know. I have briefly looked at the little story that goes with Eliza Bell Cox, but I can't, maybe I've missed it, but I can't see what the bird's called. And then I also bought a chart from, I think it's Jeff P. Smith from eBay. He sells a lot of Brenda Gervais charts, and I'd been waiting for this to come out because I saw her post it on Instagram, and it is Brenda Gervais' little booklet of Christmas smalls called the Snowball. So there are 7 charts in here, and several of them I want to stitch. If I'm really honest, I don't think it's going to be this year. I think I've got enough to be going on with now, so it'll probably be sometime next year that I stitch that. But I was just pleased to get, you know, anything Brenda Gervais I love, so I was really pleased to get that. Okay, so on to my giveaway. So this proper made me smile. So last time on my video I offered up a free chart to, you know, as a giveaway, PDF. It has to be a PDF for unconventional cross stitch, because I just purchased Alice, which is my 1st of January new start that I am going to do with Kaylee from Instagram. So the 2 of us and Linda's 144 Hobbies are all doing this particular chart, Alice in Wonderland, which is an Adrian Border artwork piece. Linda's started hers already, but Kaylee and I have held off until until January the 1st, and we're gonna start it then, which is really exciting. I can't wait to start that with her. So I am just about to start gathering the floss together for that one. But anyway, because I really rather like unconventional cross stitch, I thought, you know, I'll share the love and see if any of you would like to do it. So I asked for the word Alice, and a couple of people did amuse me. So probably if you're not in the UK, you wouldn't know this, but so back in the day, many moons ago, there was a song that a British pop group called Smokey brought out called Living Next Door to Alice. And, you know, I think it was back in the 70s and that came out. I know I was only a kid at the time when it was out. Anyway, then there's a British comedian, and he's a Geordie guy called Roy Chubby Brown, who did kind of a bit of an amusing, rather naughty version of Living Next Door to Alice, where basically he says he says, who the F is Alice? Anyway, a couple of people put that in their comment around the Alice thing, and I just could not get that flipping song out of my head all day. Anyway, my giveaway has been won by Darren Smith, and I'll put it in here. Anybody that knows Darren knows he is Dizzy Stitcher. Dizzy Stitcher, you have won my unconventional cross stitch PDF, so please let me know. DM me on Instagram, or you know, email me and let me know which chart you want and which email address you want it sent to, please. So congratulations, Darren, it did make me smile. I'll be very interested to see which chart you pick actually as well. So congratulations on being my winner. Okay, so I don't think I've got anything else for you this time. I have started to think about my plans for next year, or my unplans, if you like. I'm not quite sure what I want to do yet, whether I'm just, you know, I've definitely got a couple of new starts planned, which I definitely do want to do. I don't know if I want to do any challenges. I've failed miserably at WIP Go this year, so although there is partly good reasons for that, and I think I'll talk about that more when it comes to my end of year WIP parade. So I don't know if I want to do WIP Go 22 yet. I don't know if I want to do any of the challenge groups. I don't know. I'll think about it. Anyway, I haven't got anything else for today, so I'm gonna sign off now. I may be back in 2.5 weeks instead of 2 weeks. I'm planning on making some project bags. So somebody asked me if I'd considered doing a project bag as a giveaway, and yeah, I might do that actually. And then whoever ends up being I might do a couple as a giveaway. So so yeah, so I need a bit of extra time to make those. So making pillows into my stitchy time this time, because I thought I could knock them up in like an hour or two, and actually they ended up taking me all afternoon. So that was a stitchy afternoon gone basically. Anyway, oh sorry, there is one more thing. I did just want to give a shout out to somebody. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Stitchy Sally. So I've been watching her for probably, I've watched a few of her back episodes, but I've probably only been watching her for about a month. But I really like her stuff, and she did a video this last week and showed some of her finishes, and they're lovely, really lovely. And I know she's been stitching Octopus's Garden, which is a Blackbird design that I have and that I do want to stitch at some point. And I know she said in her little Flosstube extra video that she's just finished it. So I'm looking forward to seeing that, Sally. But yeah, go check out Stitchy Sally. She's got some great projects that she works on. A lot of Blackbirds, bit of Barbara Anna. Yeah, really good stuff. So go check her out. Anyway, that really is it for me. I've been on long enough, I think. I will try and sort out a stitch with me. Anybody got any questions, please feel free to ask. I might be able to show you a bit of knitting in my next video. Might have a pair of socks finished, I think. Anyway, that's all for me for now. Thanks for watching, guys. If you've liked what you've seen, you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. That'd be really good. Anyway, that's it for me. Take care, everybody. Look after yourselves. Stay safe. Hope your Christmas shopping goes as well as mine. If you do Christmas shopping, or goes better than mine, rather not as well as mine. Anyway, that's enough of me waffling. Take care. Stay safe. Happy stitching to all of you, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.